Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Hannah, and here on my channel I make anti-MLM videos, and I also have a clothing reselling business on the Poshmark platform, and I make a lot of tips and tricks videos to help out other people in the reselling community. As far as anti-MLM videos go, I like to do deep dives onto different MLM companies. Currently I have one for Monat, one for Arbonne, and one for le-vel/Thrive. I have a massive list of other companies I'm going to be covering in the future, and recently I've been getting into videos like this one, which are MLM Top Fails videos. I said it in my last video, but I'll say it again. I am not the first creator on YouTube to make these kinds of videos. My favorite creators are Kiki Chanel, Cece Suarez, Isabella Lanter, Savannah Marie, and Deanna Mims. All of their channels will be down in the description box. You should absolutely go and check out their channels. I've really been wanting to get into the world of anti-MLM Top Fails videos because they are my favorite videos to watch. I've had a lot of imposter syndrome, feeling like I'm really late to the game in this field, but you know what? As long as there's still people out there getting scammed, there is still a need for this kind of content, so here I am and here we go. Quick disclaimer that I feel like I have to say at the beginning is that every single video that I'm including in here, all the people that I'm going to be showing, their faces will be blurred, and I'm not going to be showing their names because ultimately these videos have absolutely nothing to do with the people who are featured in them. It has everything to do with the words that they are saying and the misinformation that they are perpetuating. That's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the words and the content. We're not going to focus on who they are as people. If you happen to know who these people are, please do not go send them hate. This is not your invitation to go to their profile and to say negative things to them. It's not productive, it's not kind, and I don't condone that. So with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so this first video is a Reels. I'm not gonna play the audio because it's copyrighted, but honestly, the audio, it's a Michael Jackson song. It has absolutely nothing to do with the point she's trying to make, so it doesn't even matter what it is. This is a rep for the company Savvy. They are a relatively new MLM and they sell activewear. And in this reel, it says, when people tell me that my business is a pyramid scheme, and then it says, my pyramid is better than your pyramid. And what she's referring to here is what MLMs will call the dreaded corporate pyramid. Their two favorite rebuttals to having their MLM be called a pyramid scheme is number one, pyramid schemes are illegal. And number two is, well, your corporate job is also a pyramid scheme. What they don't seem to understand is that the term pyramid scheme has nothing to do with the organizational structure of the business, right? Yes, corporate jobs have CEOs, presidents, management, team leaders, employees. And typically the higher that you go in that pyramid, the more money those people make. However, the difference between pyramid schemes and MLMs and corporate ladders is recruitment. Bottom line, in the corporate pyramid, the people at the top of the corporate ladder make more money because they incur greater risk, they require more expertise and more knowledge, and they take on greater responsibility. Additionally, the people at the bottom of this corporate pyramid, they're still making at least minimum wage. They are at least making a dollar amount that correlates to the number of hours they have put in. This is not the case for MLMs. You only receive a greater pay in an MLM for being at the top because you put enough people below you. It's literally because you got in early and you found enough people to also get suckered into this. It's not because you're incurring greater risk. It's not because you have more knowledge or expertise. It is not because you take on greater responsibility than the people below you. In fact, people in MLMs, they really promote this whole like grind now, relax later mentality. They say you need to work hard and you need to grind up front for no pay so that you can make a lot of money later and not have to do anything. The people at the bottom of the pyramid are working their lives away for no money so that the people at the top can chill out on the beach and do nothing and make all of the money. It's not ethical, and that is how MLMs are different than corporate ladders. Yes, the organizational chart of both of these businesses are similar. They are in a pyramid shape, but when we call your MLM a pyramid scheme, it only has to do with the way that the money is made and distributed throughout that organizational structure. Okay, this next video is from one of the top earners in Monat, and she's talking about why she herself decided to join the company, and she's giving examples of why she thinks other people join Monat too.
So when I decided to start a side hustle, Monat is mine, started that way anyway, now it's full time, but I wanted to just be able to say yes to them more often. That was what was my version of success. My version of success was being able to provide an income to my family, which we needed, and to be able to be a more present wife and mom at home, and to be able to say yes to them more often without having to, saying no is tough when they really want something, or they're working for something, or they want to up their level of playing and that's more expensive. I just wanted to be able to say yes to my kids, and that is my version of success. reason I say all of this, and this is for those who are thinking about doing direct sales or monetizing social media or starting their own business, stop listening and letting other people dictate what success looks like and them stopping you before you even try. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. Only a very small percentage of people are successful. Well, first of all, it's bullshit. Second of all, why are you trying to dictate my level of success and what I find to be living a life of success? Being fulfilled in what I do, being able to say yes to my kids more often, being able to pay travel sport tuition and buy uniforms and cleats and whatever else they need. That's success to me. You know, if you've wanted to start something to supplement income for things like just as simple as that, as being able to say yes to your kids more often, or maybe grocery money or gas money or cutting back 5 hours a week at work, you can do it. You don't have to. So many people who said yes to Monat, not because they wanted to hit the top of the compensation plan, not because the monetary gain was what incentivized them, not the car, not even the trips. They just wanted a little bit of extra spending money for one family vacation a year. They wanted some spending money, like travel hockey was one. Just, I want to be able to pay my son's travel hockey tuition and be able to take those trips. You know, we have to get hotels and there are tournament fees and it's expensive. I want to be able to cover that. And it's so frustrating to me when people think that, you know, there's only one way to be successful in direct sales, and that is just not simply the case. And I don't want that to ever discourage you from trying this, because there are so many ways to be successful in life and in this business. It doesn't have to be, you know, like eye-popping and eye-catching and catchy and flashy and sexy. Don't let someone throw statistics in your face. Just, God damn it. Just stop. You want to do something? You want life to look a little bit different a year from now? You need like 50 extra bucks a month. That was game-changing income for me not too long ago. An extra 50 bucks a month. You want to be able to let your kids play sports? You want to be home a little bit more? You want to be able to make your car payment every month without having to default on your mortgage? I was there. That was my life. It was either the mortgage or the car payment. They weren't both getting paid on time. You know, it's life-changing. And when I say life-changing income, I'm not talking about being a millionaire or earning $1 million. I'm talking about helping you make your life look the way you want it to look, with whatever version of success lives in your head, what you want it to look like. So...
oh my gosh. Okay, so there's two reasons that I wanted to show you this video. Reason one, she straight up said, stop listening to the people in your life who are trying to tell you that this is a bad idea. She called it BS, and then she said, stop letting them throw statistics in your face. Oh, you mean the statistic from the FTC that says that 99.6% of people will lose money in MLMs? Or are you talking about the one where 92% of the people in your company only make about $160 a year? Which one? It is not BS that the people in your life that are closest to you can see the red flags and that are trying to warn you about them. These are the people that are concerned about you and they want the best for you. This is a tactic that MLM reps will use to get you to distance yourself from the quote-unquote haters, which in most cases is your closest friends and family. At the position that she is in, at the top of Monat, her intentions for saying these things is to actively drive a wedge between you and the people that have your best intentions at heart. The people that are in MLMs have a monetary motive to get you to join and stay. So in this process, they're trying to get you to cut off the people in your life that are questioning your decision to be involved with multi-level marketing, because they are, what'd she say? Haters who are trying to tell you how successful you can be. No, consider the source, okay? Take a step back, make an objective evaluation about this. Who has your best interest at heart? Is it your friends and family, or is it the person who's actively going to make money off of your efforts? And the second reason I wanted to show you this video is to show you how she's trying to twist The awful income disclosure statement results in the fact that 92% of people make $160 a year before taxes and before you account for any money they spent on products. She tries to spin this information by saying, quote, so many people say yes to Monat not because they want to hit the top of the compensation plan, not because the monetary gain was what incentivized them, not the car, not even the trips. They just wanted a little extra spending money for one vacation a year. You are really trying to tell me that people don't join for the money? You are really trying to tell me that you posting your lavish lifestyle and all the money you make and all the freedom you have, that's not what roped them in? They just wanted a little extra pocket change here and there? Literally days after she posted this story, she posted another story boasting and bragging about how she paid for her pool in cash, paid off her mortgage, and donated 6 figures. Yeah, you can do that if you're at the top of the Monat compensation plan. You can. You make a lot of money. And money is the sole motive. So you can't just sit there and claim that most people join because they want just a little bit of extra money here and there. No, that's insulting. They wanted to join because they want the lifestyle that you are promoting. They want all the money. They want to be able to pay off their mortgage. They want all of the things that you have flaunted and that you have promised them will come from this opportunity. But unfortunately, for over 90% of the company, pennies, pocket change, that's what you're gonna get out of it. So nice way to put a positive spin on it, I guess. All right, this next one is an Instagram reel, and this is from an Arbonne rep. I can't play the audio because of copyright, but it's the Cardi B song where it goes da, 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 da. That's weird. Did you enjoy that? Because it felt really awkward. So it says, network marketing doesn't work. I've tried everything. And she says, only posts once, inconsistent, never on team calls, scrolling on IG all day. Only tries for a week, lacks servant mentality, not doing personal development, and not coachable. And then she goes, that's weird. So you just know that someone tried to explain to this girl that multi-level marketing doesn't work, and she got all hot and bothered and made a passive aggressive reel about it. I'm including this because it shows a prime example of the victim blaming that goes on in MLM. I actually just posted a deep dive about Arbonne last week, and according to their income disclosure statement, only 3% of the company makes a livable wage, and the people in the first rank, the majority of the company, makes $108 a year. It does not matter which MLM's income disclosure statement you look at, they all tell you the same story, which is that the majority of the people will make little to no money, and that it is statistically impossible for all people to be successful even if they put in the same amount of effort and work and time. And her caption says, this business works if you do. And for her to say that is completely invalidating the experiences of the people who really have tried their absolute hardest and could not make it to the top of the pyramid. And let's talk about where she says, not coachable, never on team calls, not doing personal development, lacks servant mentality. Well, that sure sounds like a cult, doesn't it? In MLMs, there is this huge emphasis on mindset, mentality, personal development. And the reason for that is behavior control and thought control. They want you to ignore all of these red flags, all of these statistics, ignore any person or any resource that goes against the MLM, because those are just haters and they're negative and they just couldn't possibly be successful because they don't have the right mindset. They want you to block all that out and they want you to just look over here. Just attend our team calls and our trainings, buy a few self-help books, come to our company's yearly convention, surround yourself with only positive and happy thoughts, also known as toxic positivity. And eventually, if you do this long enough, wealth and prosperity will come your way. Let me read a few statements that I feel apply really, really closely to MLMs. Critical thinking is discouraged. They discourage individualism. They encourage group think. They deliberately withhold information. They minimize and discourage access to outside sources of information. They make the person feel that problems are always their own fault. They're never the leader's fault or the group's fault. They encourage only good and proper thoughts. And there is a rejection of rational analysis, critical thinking, and constructive criticisms. All of these statements come from Steve Hassan's BITE model of authoritarian control. Steve Hassan is a cult expert. I could go on and on with these statements, but these fall into the 4 categories of behavior, information, thought, and emotional control within Steve Hassan's cult criteria. And yet they still perfectly apply to MLMs as well. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The next video we're gonna watch is from a girl who is in Monate. Unlike the previous one who is at the very top of the compensation plan, this person is at rank 2 out of 11, so pretty close to the bottom. And I want to preface it with a little bit of background information because I actually have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for this one. I've been following this girl for months, and at one point I actually had a 90-minute Zoom call with her and her upline. If you want me to get into more detail, that's kind of a story for another day. But in a nutshell, she cold messaged me, she tried to recruit me. When I said I wasn't interested, she tried to get me on a Zoom call, and I agreed. I am all for hearing all sides of the story, hearing all the facts, getting all my information straight. I didn't out myself as being anti-MLM. I did not out myself at the fact that I had already made a pretty successful video on why you should not join Monate. I was just following her lead. I sat back, I listened to everything they had to say, I asked some questions. My questions could not really be answered. My impression by the end of that phone call is they kind of felt like I was a lost cause, and that's the end of that. And my reason for saying all of that is that I really went back and forth. I was feeling guilty about including her in my videos because she honestly seems like such a kind and genuine person who just wants the best for herself and who just got roped into this through her family member. Her upline who was on the Zoom call, that's the person that recruited her. I can't for the life of me remember if she was like a stepsister or a sister-in-law or a cousin. Like, I can't remember what the exact relationship was, but she was family. But ultimately, I have decided to include her in my videos because, as I said at the beginning, it has nothing to do with who that person is. It only has to do with the misinformation that they are spreading and the words that are coming out of their mouth. And in the case of this video, there is a lot of misinformation and lies that are being spread about Monate's free trips.
Ever since I heard the news on Saturday that I qualified for my very first trip with Monate, a few of my leaders are hosting this trip in Palm Springs. They're gonna take 16 girls. These are girls who earned it, worked hard, they showed up and did the work, and now they get to be rewarded. We get to go to this fun little vacation, have fun with each other, and I am just so grateful and so excited. Honestly, like, traveling is something that I want to do more of, and ever since I started this business, I've gone on more trips in my entire life than before. And it's crazy because, like, this business allows you to earn free trips, and I'm telling you, everything is for free. With these Monate trips, you can earn multiple a year. There's some in Vegas, there's some in fancy places like Punta Cana. The flights are paid for, the hotel is paid for, the food, drink, beverages is all inclusive, etc. And Monate does not do these trips small. They go all out. They love to spoil you guys, even on these trips. Like, they go out of their way to give like bags full of gifts and like free products. And even for Monations, which is our annual yearly conference, they're going to give every single person there a free Rejuvenate oil and split end mender. Like, they do things to let you know that you are seen and you are loved and supported. And honestly, like, these trips that you can go on for free is because you earned it, you deserved it. And so just thinking that, like, me myself, I earned my very first trip is honestly the best feeling in the world. But I know that I do deserve it. I have the grit, I have the work ethic. Like, I put my all into this business, and I put my all into serving you guys, and because of that, like, hard work pays off. And I'm just here to tell you that no matter who you are, you don't have to be someone special to earn these trips. You don't have to be someone at the very top. Like, you can start this business and earn the next trip. And in the month of August, they're starting a new qualification period for Vegas. So if you do decide to join my team and you start working, you can earn your trip very soon and be there with us, have fun. If you're someone who loves to travel, honestly, like, traveling is so expensive. Tickets, hotel, food, like, it adds up. And I know that a lot of people don't travel because they have certain restrictions that are holding themselves back, and that's totally normal, and I understand that, but that does not have to be your normal. It does not have to be your reality, because you have this opportunity right in front of you that's telling you, like, hey, if you work hard, you deserve it. You get to go on these free paid for trips, go to new places, experience amazing food, different cultures, meet new people, be supported by an amazing company and community, and honestly, like this Palm Springs trip, I'm just so excited to meet all the girls on the team and just be in community with one another. And I love that that's what I've gained in this business, is new friends. Even though they're business partners, they feel like family. But all this to say, you can earn these trips. You are so capable of all the things that you want to achieve, and all it takes is just saying yes, putting yourself out there, working from Wi-Fi.
Okay, so here's my impression. Obviously, she seems like the sweetest, kindest soul. Like, she's so hopeful, she's so positive, she really just like wants to help people. And it breaks my heart because you can tell my impression of this is that she's just regurgitating things that she's been told by her upline. It's the people that are in her position towards the bottom of the compensation plan in these multi-level marketing companies. They are the ones that are being taken advantage of. They are the ones who are putting the people at the top of the compensation plan in a financial position to pay off their mortgage, to pay for the new pool, like the woman that we saw in the earlier clip. It just upsets me. I don't know. It bothers me to see the people who are towards the bottom of the compensation plan and how much hope and desire and how much trust they are putting in this company that is set up for them to fail. Anyway, that's a tangent, but let's take this way back to the beginning, and I want to address the first thing that she said. She starts out by saying that the leaders on her team are hosting this trip in Palm Springs, and they've chosen 16 girls from their team to come along and be on this trip with them. I want to make it clear that this is not a Monat affiliated trip. Monat has nothing to do with this. They have no idea it's happening. They most certainly have not paid anything for it. For all intents and purposes, this is just a group of girls. They're all on the same team together and they decided to go to Palm Springs. So to recap, she spends about 30 seconds at the beginning saying that her and her team are deciding to go on this trip together, which is great. That's fun. Sounds nice. But then she goes on a 3-minute tangent about how Monat pays for trips and you get free trips and you can go to Vegas, you can go to Punta Cana, and how much they spoil you and they love you and they care about you. No! First of all, the trips are not free. They're not free. They are not fully paid for. Here's the requirements for that Vegas trip that she was talking about, and the Punta Cana one is very similar. The requirements are very similar. I'll put that document in the description if you want to look at that trip. But look at this. You have to maintain certain PV requirements or sales requirements for 5 out of 6 consecutive months. And then depending on your rank and your sales volume, your hotel is paid for, your airfare is paid for, and maybe you get a $300 food allowance. For most people that qualify for this trip, it's just their airfare and it's just their hotel. What about ground transportation? What happens when you land in Vegas? How do you get to your hotel? What about if you don't meet the requirements for this food stipend? Then all your food and beverages are on you. What if you don't want to go alone? You want to bring a friend or a spouse? That's not paid for. What if you want to check a bag? That's not paid for. What if you have an early flight, but you live far away from the airport, so you have to pay for a hotel the night before? What if you want to go off and do excursions and attractions and go see shows and go shopping? None of that is covered. And just the icing on the cake is that this is reported as taxable income, so you get to pay taxes on this free trip. So for her to try and pass off that this like Palm Springs team trip that she's going on is like a Monat earned, paid for trip, that's a total lie. And then perpetuating the misinformation that Monat actually does pay for trips, that's also dishonest. And then to wrap it all up, her story culminates in a recruitment pitch. It is all lies. It is all so manipulative, but these are the things that people in these companies are told and they just regurgitate it. And it's coming from a place of desperation to get people interested and to get people to join their team so that they can make their ranks and they can make more money. That's all it is. So when you see people, bottom rank or top rank, doesn't matter. When you see them saying things like this, free trip, free car, I make 6 figures, I'm living the life of my dreams. Those are all income and lifestyle claims, and you as the viewer need to consider the source. As far as I'm concerned, it's one big act, it's one big circus show to pass off these multi-level marketing business opportunities as something they're not. And that is all of the content that we're going to be reacting to for this video. I've got a whole folder on my phone. I've got a whole bunch of screen recordings. There will be more MLM Top Fails videos coming to my channel very soon. But with that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next one real soon.